Hey YouTube, welcome to DecBGAN Part 2. So we're going to be covering a number of things in this video today, guys. The first one is we're going to do a complete Windows installation and usage for DecBGAN. The second thing we're going to cover is instead of using higher end SDRs such as the Airspy R2, we're just going to use the famous but very cheap and well-performing RTL-SDR Blog V3. The other thing that was requested was people wanted, instead of using the command line tools to capture IQ recordings of BGAN signals, they wanted to just use like a graphical GUI SDR front end. And for that, we're going to be using SDR Plus Plus. Just grab the latest nightly build for that, guys. DecBGAN requires Python, so just go to the Python downloads, please, guys, and obtain the latest Windows installer. And when you're installing when you're progressing through the installation wizard, there's an option where you tick a box to add Python to your path. Make sure you tick that for me, thank you. And then towards the end of the video, guys, we are going to launch Wireshark to inspect the captured data. So without further ado, let's proceed with the tutorial. So I have extracted the SDR Plus Plus application files to my desktop. Just locate the executable file to launch it. Maybe try that again. Okay, cool. Okay, welcome to SDR Plus Plus, guys. So I won't go too much into it because I'm fairly certain my viewers are well versed in this software, but I'm just using my RTL-SDR. I'm just making sure it's connected to my Windows 10 machine here, guys. I am going to select RTL-SDR. I'm going to press start. I'm going to drop the needle in the L-band frequency, maybe somewhere around 1540. I'm going to press bias T on because my active L-band antenna requires to be powered via a bias T voltage. We are going to crank up the gain here a little bit, guys. 30 works for me, but yeah, just obviously have a play around and see what suits you. And then I'm just going to have a flick through the band and find the particular signal that I want to target. I believe it was somewhere up in 140. This one right here, I'm going to target there, guys. And it's a really, really, really good signal there. We've got it's clipping nearly 30 dB. And once we implement the decimation, which is what I'm about to show you now, it should be clipping over 30. So yeah, that's a very, very good signal. We should get a good packet recovery rate on this one. So, all right, so what we need to do now, guys, is we need to decimate the signal, okay? Because if we just try and capture this 2.4 megahertz wide portion of the RF spectrum, the decoder is going to get lost and it won't know where it's going to look. So we're going to do something called decimation, where we're going to reduce the sample size of the SDR, reduce the sample rate of the SDR, and then mainly focus just on this signal kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I need to stop SDR Plus Plus now. It's actually going to crash, which is normal. I was expecting that. It always seems to do that on this machine. I'm just going to relaunch SDR Plus Plus. Okay, so what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to reduce the sample rate of the RTL-SDR to 1.024 megasamples per second. I'm going to locate this decimation menu here. I'm going to press 2 times decimation, and then we are just going to press start. And then I might have to just modify the display parameters there. And I'll have to go looking for my signal again. Where is it? I think it's this one here. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I just got to play around with the display settings here, guys. Alrighty, so there we have it. That's a really good signal. You guys don't have to do this, but I'm just going to set a wideband FM filter of 250, and that's just encompassing the whole signal now. And the SDR Plus Plus will be able to calculate the signal to noise. So we've got a signal of 30 dB signal to noise, which is really, really strong. So what we're going to do now is we're going to record an IQ sample file now. So if you guys scroll down in the side pane and go locate the recorder drop down pane, make sure you select baseband. I am going to change the target directory for my recordings to the desktop. This is just for the purpose of the tutorial, guys. You don't really need to do that unless you're following along with me. And then for the name template, I'm just going to write capture. So it's basically just going to record a WAV file called capture.wav. Make sure you've got the container set as WAV, and the sample type will be integer 16, and then just hit record for me, guys. So I might just leave that for maybe 30 seconds perhaps, and that should just give us a nice sample size of data. Okay, I'll just let that run for about 40 or so seconds. So 40 seconds of capturing got us about 79 megabytes. So that should be enough data for the purposes of this tutorial. Okay, so we don't require SDR Plus Plus anymore, guys. So I'm just going to quit it. And then I'm going to close that file browser window there. And then I'm going to open up the remaining windows we need for this tutorial. So now we're going to progress to the portion where we're going to install DecBGAN now. So we need to install a couple of Python packages there, guys. So I am just going to hit enter on this first command here. All the commands, links, and downloads will be in the pinned comment and the description section of this video. So you guys can copy and paste and follow along with me. When you're running these commands in the window as well, guys, just make sure that you are inspecting your terminal output for errors. And you can see here that that completed successfully, so that's awesome. So, all right, so now what we need to do is we need to obtain the DecBGAN files now. So the beautiful thing about PowerShell, guys, is we can copy multiple commands to our clipboard and we can actually paste them all into PowerShell. So yeah, you can copy these 5 commands from the, so any commands that have a URL, HTTP link in them, guys, you won't be able to copy them from the description section. Scroll down to the pinned comment on all my videos and make sure you do that. Grab them from the pinned comment if you could, guys, for me. Thank you, instead of the description section. So, all right, I'm going to copy these 5 commands to my clipboard. I'm going to right click into PowerShell to paste all those commands. And then I'm going, I'm going to right click to paste and then press enter a few times, guys. You can see here on the desktop that it's obtaining the DecBGAN program files, it's extracting them, and then doing some cleaning up as well. So that's awesome. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, guys, is we need to obtain the Annex C file. So BGAN is an open standard by Etsy. So Etsy will supply a number of files to end users of the BGAN service, I guess. But ArcLamp, the developer, couldn't include them in with DecBGAN because they're copyrighted material. But you can just run these, I think it's 7 commands here, and that will automatically download the annex files, extract them into DecBGAN, and do some cleaning up. So, same as before, we copy multiple commands to our clipboard. We right-click to paste, spam the Enter key on your keyboard a few times. And then if I just go into the DecBGAN folder there, you should be able to see stuff happening. Okay, guys, so as you can see that finished successfully. We've got these 2 folders here. If I just run the list command, the 2 folders you're looking for, which need to be in the root of the DecBGAN folder, are here. So we can see that they're there. So that finished successfully. Excellent. Okay. The next thing we need to do, guys. So I'm not really going to focus on using the GUI in this video, guys, because I think that we sort of covered the GUI pretty well in that video there. So I am just going to show you guys how to, I'm just going to show you guys how to start the GUI. If you are so inclined to do that, you just run this command here called start CMD, or if you are using a GUI, you just run this batch file here called start.cmd. And yeah, just make sure you open up the window as well so you can uncover these various buttons that we need for the decoding process. Alrighty, so this capture file that we captured with SDR Plus Plus, and by the way, guys, the workflow for capturing WAV files is identical for Windows and Linux. So if you're using Linux, you can just follow that tutorial, SDR Plus Plus tutorial, to capture the WAV file of BGAN data. And we just make sure that you're CD'd into your DecBGAN folder there to run this next command, guys. And we simply just copy that to our clipboard. Sorry, I'm using a virtual machine for this tutorial, guys. It's copy and paste is very, very glitchy. There we go. So, and then I just hit enter on that command, and then we just wait for the decoding process to complete. Okay, guys, so you can see here that the process finished successfully, which is good. So despite capturing, sort of 40 seconds worth of data, we sort of only obtained 2 packets, that can be expected, guys. Sometimes you'll get heaps of packets, and then other times you won't get that many packets. I guess it just depends on, the quality of your signal, and also if anybody is using that terminal at the time you're recording the data. So obviously no one's using this transponder at the moment, I guess. So, but anyway, let's inspect it anyway. I know I'm going to have to blur it out anyway, but yeah, what I'm looking at is just like 2 TCP packets there, guys. So yeah, nothing too crazy in that one. But anyway, I'll just exit that. So I've been playing with this tool the last couple of days and everything. And one thing I've noticed is there's a lot of churn, guys. So what do I mean by churn? So churn basically means that like, the transponder that you were decoding yesterday, or I should stop saying transponder because that's more a DVB-S2 term, but the signal that you were decoding yesterday has probably disappeared today, if that makes sense, right? And then, a signal that wasn't there yesterday will just pop up, sort of 10 megahertz, less in frequency or something like that. Like they sort of just pop up and disappear, and then they move over here, and then they move back to 1538 again when they were at like 1550 or something, So yeah, that's what I mean by churn. So yeah, you sort of need to inspect the, the spectrum with SDR Plus Plus before you go hunting signals, if that makes sense, guys. Yeah, you just have to have a look around and, like what I was doing before, just scroll through the FFT there and just try and find, very, very strong signals. So the stronger the signal, the better the decode. But anyway, that's it. That's it for DecBGAN. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that shared the first video as well. That video is doing very, very well in terms of views and being shared around and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks to the people that shared it. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.